Hello everybody and welcome to another J&D review. Today we'll be reviewing the Mafex Hush Catwoman. And of course the first thing I want to get into when reviewing Catwoman here is going to be the awesome box that she came in. Catwoman came in the same box pretty much as Batman from the Hush comics. You have this dark blue box, as you can see. Right here on the side, if you flip it over, it says Batman Hush. You have a cool picture of Catwoman right here on the front. You have her name, Catwoman, Batman Hush version figure. You have the Mafex title. You have the Metacom title. And you also have the DC icon right here on the front. On the inside, you have a picture of Batman kissing Catwoman after he asks for her help in the Hush comics. Right here on the left side of the box, flipping it over once again, you have the Batman Hush title. And you have a cool picture of Catwoman, looking very nice. Same thing on the right, Batman Hush, cool picture of Catwoman, the DC icon once again. And you have Batman Hush comic version, Mafex, and she is number 123. Not necessarily from the Hush line, mind you, but from Mafex in general. On the bottom, you have the warehousing and licensing information, mostly in Japanese. And if you flip it to the back, you have various poses that you can put Catwoman in, and you have a few of her option parts. Very nice. But getting out of the box, of course, and into Catwoman. If you guys don't know who Catwoman is per se by now, here's a quick, brief tutorial on who she is. At an early age, she was growing up when the crime wave in Gotham was really hitting its heyday. So, seeing as her back was against the wall, she decided to become a cat burglar. And she knew right off that in order to survive, she had to be physically and mentally able to do such a job. And after she did that, her name got so big that she decided to not call herself a cat burglar, but actually use the name Catwoman so everybody know who she is when she does her jobs. Now, getting out of her bio and getting into this cool figure here, I definitely love it. Everybody who's watching, I just need you to know that this review is going to be PG-13, which means everybody PG-13 and up can watch it. If you're not that age, turn ye back now. Okay, come back when you're 13 and up. But first, getting into the paint of Catwoman, I love the paint that she has. They went with the more latex look instead of leather. I thought they were going to go with leather, but they didn't. But she still looks very good. A couple of key things I want to point out. Definitely is going to be her head sculpt. I love the paint on her head. As you can see, she has those goggles, and they have a dark, not a dark, but a light purple tint to them, which is very nice. You have her eyes on the inside looking very good. She has that red lipstick to make herself look seductive. There's no paint mishaps except for on this particular buckle. Now, pointing out something about this buckle, this is, how did I say this? She's supposed to have her whip wrapped around it, but for some reason they packed her in without the whip wrapped around, which would make more sense because when she's not using it, is strapped to this belt buckle. But look right here, you can see what I was talking about. She has a slight scuff. So this wasn't from me. This was from, the guys over at Mafex. So just know that I didn't do it. And other than that, she doesn't have any more issues, even on the back of her goggles where you usually don't look, there's nothing. So that's very nice. Very happy about that. I can handle little incidents, but not big ones. So very good. Oh, and another thing, if you look at her boots, the buckles look nice. They shine nice. And at the bottom, you have those gray accents to give her boots a little pop. So getting out of the paint and into her sculpt, I definitely love the sculpt on this Catwoman. She looked like she did in the Mafex Hush comic line, which is very awesome. I always look for that if they're going to base it off something, that's what you're going to want to look for. And it looks good, but a couple things I want to point out that I also love if I'm going to go into detail. Again, I love her facial expression. She has that, confident look that we know her to have. kind of seductive as well. If you know anything about Catwoman, she likes to exploit her male counterparts, attraction to her. She knows she's an attractive female. She keeps that up intentionally just to lure Johns in so she can eventually take them for everything that they have, you know. So she looks good. She looks very confident, really captures Selena Kyle in her essence. Loving that. They got this, I want to say it's a zipper. I don't wear cat suits. I don't think I look good in them, but I think this is the zipper to her suit. It goes all the way down to her abdomen. So looks very good. And they even have the zipper line going all the way down. Very good attention to detail. You have seam lines in the mask. Very nice. The goggles aren't big. They're not too big. They're not too small either. So that looks very nice. And you got the strap going all the way around, just like the suit she wore in the comic book. She has those long legs, which I assume is the reason they picked her up, so she can do things like gymnastics when she was in school. They thought she'd be pretty good at it since she has long legs. And they're nice, They don't rub or anything like that. Her arms are too long, her legs are too short, vice versa. The buckles look good. They're raised up, so they look like buckles, so very nice. And the heels look good. Kind of make it hard for her to stand, kind of don't, but we'll get into that a little later because we're about to talk about the articulation. Now getting into the articulation, starting from the head, it's on the ball joint. You can go this far up, which is pretty high. You can look straight forward. You can tilt left. You can tilt right. You can 360 the head. I'm not going to do it. Just know that it can. Right here at the neck, you have a ball joint as well, which makes her look all the way down. Helps her look all the way up with the head. Goes in tandem with the head joint. Right here at the shoulders, you have a butterfly and ball hinge. So she can go this far up, and that's really straightening the figure. All the way in, 360. In and out thanks to the butterfly joint. Right here at her elbow, let's talk about the swivel right here on her shoulder. Can't forget that. Right here at her elbow is double hinged. It goes this far in, all the way out. You have not at her glove, but you have a swivel right here at her wrist. So that's very good. And you can also pivot it, for those claw type of attacks that she like to use. Let me show that. So you got that going on. At her solar plexus, she has that ball and socket thing going on. So she can go this far forward, this far back, and that's pretty far, as you can see. For those diving poses off of skyscrapers and stuff, you can swivel it and pivot, any way that you need to. So that's good. But you get too familiar with it, it'll pop off right here at the waist. But getting into that, right here at the waist, you got a nice crunch. You can go this far forward, not too much. And again, you can go all the way back because, as you know, Catwoman likes to dive off of things like a cat. So that's good. Again, you got the ball and socket thing, so you can move it in here and you can do it in tandem with the solar plexus. Good stuff there. The legs, they go all the way out, like so, all the way in, this far forward, which is, you can go further than that. You can go this far. And as far as going back goes, you can go this far back, like she's doing ballet in her high school years. You got a nice swivel. You got that drop down hinge. So that's very good. And not only that, right here at the knees, you got those double jointedness going on. Very nice. You can go this far back, all the way out. Right here at the boot, let's see, again, no swivel right here at the boot, but you got it at the ankle. You can go side to side, this far forward. You can go this far back. You, even with the boot, still have your toe hinge. Let's see, I'm trying to get this. Oh, no, I don't think, no, you do have it. You have the toe hinge. Very awesome. Now let's get her in a more dynamic pose. I always say I put them in a dynamic pose, but it'd be more relaxed than anything. So let me actually get her in a deep pose. So There you go. That's an actually good pose for if she's squaring off against Joker, Harley, or even Batman. You know, those two are usually on the outs. Now, getting out of the articulation, let's talk about her accessories. So let's stand her all the way back here and get right into it. Now, she comes with quite a few accessories, all the accessories that she needs. The first thing I want to talk about is her interchangeable hands. The ones on her are not the interchangeable hands, however, but these are. You have these right here, which kind of looks like her clawing hands, you know, where she's, poisoning them at you. So that's very good. You also have the ones where it looks like she's sinking her claws into you. These would be it. So very nice. Awesome. She also has some item holding hands. These would be it. And I love these bars that they give you to hold the hands in place. You see that? Very nice. You have a couple of fist hands, of course. In Gotham City, you got to know how to fight. And you have these suggestive hands, with her fingers all the way out. This can mean quite a few things. Awesome. She comes with her whip. So at first I thought this was brown, but it's darker than that a little bit, but I was always fond of the more coil look, the metal cable look. But this is good too, again, accurate to the comic. So I love her whip, and you can spin it around any way you need to, thanks to the articulation in it. Also, you have two interchangeable heads. These would be it. You have her with the mask up, and then you have her angry face. So good stuff there. And you also have, like I said, where it looks like is the whip is wrapped around her buckle. Now let me put that on because it makes more sense for her to have it on her. So let me pop that off. Just separate the abdomen from the solar plexus in her legs, and then plop it in, and it goes in fairly easy. Not too much, gripe. And there you go. And this is pretty much how I'll be posing her. I really like this look. And with that, outside of the Mafex stand, that is all the accessories. Now let's get into some size comparisons because I know you guys love that. So let's get into it. If I can get her to stand up for me, we can get it going. Because like I said, the high heels can be a factor as far as, standing straight up. So that's good enough. Now, let's get her standing in with, let's go with Harley Quinn. Now, this is the SH Figure Arts Injustice Harley Quinn. And Harley stands a little bit shorter than her, but like I said, Catwoman has those long legs. So you can't really fault Harley for that. Plus, she's wearing those, heels. And if I can get Harley to stand, I think the mallet is causing her to, move. She's a little top heavy thanks to it, but there you go. So they stand, in tandem with each other. Then you have the Mafex Hush Batman, blue version, of course, which I think is the best version because it photographs better. Stand her next to Batman. So that looks good. I like how that looks. Very proportionate. Now, let's mix it up a little bit. Take Batman out. And let's put in the Revoltech Batman. So this is Revoltech Batman. And it kind of stands about the same size, but not really. You could try to put Catwoman with this particular Batman, but at the end of the day, his bulkiness, is what separates the two. I don't think Revoltech figures really mix in with nothing, but there you go. Looking good. And with that, that'll pretty much be the end of the review. Be sure to rate and subscribe. If you would subscribe, that would be awesome. That would help us out a lot. And tell me, what do you think of Catwoman? Do you like her? Do you love her? Me, I definitely love her. I like how she looks. She looks super awesome. She's super accurate. The paint is good. And she's super duper flexible. for those who love the ACBA, you know, she's definitely going to fit in and she's going to do everything you need her to do. Mafex is really knocking it out the park, and that's coming from me. With that being said, this has been another J&D review. This is the J, signing out.